Mirroring is a great tool for us as therapists, and we want to know how to unmirror or uncouple some of that unconscious mirroring that we might be doing without even realizing it. So in this work, when working in high trauma settings, we really must attend to our own wounds, our own history, our own personal trauma, our own attachment trauma. Otherwise, it can contribute to blind spots in our work and contribute to burnout. So you might ask yourself, what are the resources that help you to stay present with adverse life experiences? What are the meaning-making spiritual perspectives or self-care practices that help you attend to the weight of suffering, trauma, and uncertainty? What support do you have to work with the stress and vicarious trauma of this work? And what additional supports might you need? When I was researching about vicarious traumatization, and this was at a point where I was writing the EMDR and Somatic psychology book, and we have a chapter in that book on self-care for EMDR therapists or trauma therapists. And I came across this particular frame, which is called vicarious resilience. And I just lit up around this. The positive effects of helping professionals who witness the healing, the recovery, and the resilience of persons who have survived severe trauma in their lives. By the way, this photo is my daughter jumping off a lifeguard stand in Montauk, Long Island, one of my favorite places in the world. And this photo also tends to light me up, that sunset behind her and the vibrancy of how we feel when we feel free, when we feel alive. And honestly, that is how I want you to feel in your work. I want you to feel uplifted. So a resilience-informed approach to care, and again, this is the whole model that Brian and I will share with you more about in the upcoming relaunch of this course, is about broadening the lens, about being able to see beyond just the traumas that our clients have experienced or that we have experienced, so that we can also see the strengths, the resources, and build those resources through the nervous system and through our mind and body so that we can change the focus. We don't become hyper-focused on adversities and threats. We know through a lot of the neuroscience research out there that our nervous systems are wired to pay attention to threats, and that we can really broaden that lens so that we can also pay attention to the beauty that surrounds us. And that enhances our perspective on ourselves, our lives, our relationships, our sense of the future and what's possible. I put together a little compilation. This is about the cues of safety and connectedness, and it comes from two different measures that are out there. One is a measure of a connectedness scale by Dr. Rosalind Watts in London, and the other is Dr. Lisa Morton's scale of the neuroception of psychological safety. And I go into greater depth about this in the course, but basically, what these two scales together represent for me is, how do I know when I'm feeling resourced, when I'm feeling nourished and connected? You can use this for yourself. You can use this for your clients. And, do I feel connected to my five senses? Do I feel connected to my body? Do I feel connected to my heart and my emotions? If I choose to, I could sit with my painful emotions. I feel connected to my friends and family. I feel comfortable expressing myself. I know that there's someone that I can trust and reach out toward. I feel cared for. I feel accepted and understood by others. I feel valued and respected. I feel caring, and I can bring my empathy or compassion to others. I feel connected to my community. I feel connected to nature, land, and the earth. I feel connected to a sense of meaning and purpose in life. I feel connected spiritually. And remember to be gentle with yourself, right? As you look at this list, some of these might jump out and be really easy, and some of these might feel further away and harder to access. And you might experiment for yourself on some of the subtle or small ways that you can build these sources of connection and safety into your life on a daily basis or throughout your week that, in my opinion, help us to navigate the potentialities of threat and suffering that we see in our world.